This up. Always mess this up. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Wake Up Sports with your boy Shop. Uh, Good morning. Happy November 1st. Happy November 1st. Appreciate everybody coming through. It always happens, right? Every time I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I got everything situated, and boom, a mic is not turned on. Volume is too high on something. But that's just how it is in streaming world. That's just how it is in streamer world. But I appreciate everybody coming out. We're going to talk about some sports every morning, Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 or whenever, probably till 8:30. I'm going to try to keep it to 2 hours every day, but I want to give you a rundown of what basically we're going to do. Again, we're going to be talking about sports, but every Monday we're going to have therapy session, you know a lot of y'all teams, NFL teams, are not doing good and y'all need to vent. So every Monday, I'm going to give you guys a chance to vent, whether you want to talk about your team that's winning, like the 7-0 Eagles, or you want to talk about the Bengals, who everybody thought they were back and they just laid a dud last night on Monday Night Football. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to come on, say what you got to say, defend your team. I'm gonna talk you off the ledge. Some of y'all ready to jump off the ship already. Um, but I'm gonna so we're gonna have some therapy sessions and Duggets. No man, look, your team might be bad, but at least I feel like your team has potential. Your team is on the rise. I actually like that Lions team. I love the coach, but I like the Lions team and where they're going. They just got to get better, because they're putting up points. So it's not like y'all struggling putting up points. I love the Detroit Lions team. But we'll see. So I'm gonna get you caught up on yesterday's action and get you caught up on what's the big news for today. Of course, I was all ready to talk World Series baseball with Phillies and Astros tied up 1-1. I was all ready to talk about it, and then Mother Nature was like, "Nah, we gonna push this back another day." So and I feel like they did us a disservice because we had to watch that Monday night stinker that the daggone Cincinnati Bengals put up. But I really like the Phillies going back home. In fact, I think this hurts the Phillies that they get another day off. Um, I think it only benefits the road team, the team that I feel like, is anybody in the chat rooting for the Astros? That's what I need to know. Is anybody rooting for the Astros? I feel like nobody's rooting for the Astros. Everybody's rooting for Philly. I personally am not rooting for Philly. I like I like Bryce Harper, former national, but I don't want to see Philly win because Philly fans are annoying as hell. Does it count if you only pull? Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, Doug. It's like I feel like Philly has players that people want to root for. Like I like Schwarber, I like you know Bryce Harper, but Philly as a whole, I'm not sure. I don't like the Astros either. I don't like the Astros either. It's just I rather root for the Astros than root for Philly, and it's because of the fans. How many Astro fans do you know? I bet you can count on two fingers how many Astro fans you know. But how many annoying, just downright disrespectful Philly fans do you know? I know too many. I know too many. I know too many. So it, I, I hope it rains the next 30 days in Philly. Yes, I agree. Exactly, Douglas. Exactly. I hope they get rained out for 2 months. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping it just rains in Philly for 2 months and they can't get a game 3 in. And everybody becomes disinterested. Yo, I hope you got your coffee. I don't drink coffee, so I got me some mango juice. So good. So good. So good. What's your beverage of choice in the morning? How many coffee drinkers do we have? I drink coffee every now and then. I'm not a big coffee drinker. It is what it is. Biggest Philly fan I know. Oh, yeah. And again. I mean, can you imagine the 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 pompous, the arrogance of Philly fans if they win a World Series? Can you imagine? They already got a football team that's 7-0 and they think they're already going to win the Super Bowl. Like I just, I just don't want it. That's just me. I just don't want it. I don't want Philly fans. I have some friends that are Philly fans and I wish them all the best. I hope they prosper in life. But damn, I don't want them to win no championships. I don't want them to go to no. I hate that they're even in the World Series, but I hope they lose the World Series. That's just me. Again, it's to me, it's the lesser of two evils because I don't like what you call it either. All right, let's get into this. We done pandered long enough. But welcome to Wake Up Sports, episode 1, where we will be talking the Monday Night Football recap, what happened in Ohio, the trick or treat that happened there. We'll talk about the Ravens picking up Roquan Smith. Big acquisition, I believe, in my book. The 76ers punished for something they did in the off season. We'll talk about Turner, Miles Turner. Is he going to LA? Maybe. He thinks so. And then we'll talk about the Michigan fight. There was a fight in the Michigan tunnel. We'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at what John Harbaugh says. But first, let's get to the Monday night action between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Ohio and the Cleveland Browns in the Battle of Ohio. And we're going to go ahead and just watch some of the highlights and react to it. So here's my thing. There's no Chase, no Jamar Chase, right? So no Jamar Chase. But I felt like early on, this is the first drive, I felt like Burrow was on. Like he was on. He was hitting T. Higgins. He was hitting Tyler Boyd. Here he throws one, and it just gets tipped by Myles Garrett. Green intercepts it. Runs all the way back, but he was pronounced down where he intercepted. Joe Mixon runs him down there, but he was already down back at like the 30. So that's where the Browns take over in their first possession. Again, Myles Garrett was a problem all night, which you knew he was going to be, especially if you saw his pregame outfit. We'll get to that later, but Brissett, I thought Brissett looked actually pretty good. I haven't seen many Browns games, so I'm not, familiar with like how he's been doing. But man, in this game, I mean, look at that dot right there, out, away from the stretched out defender. Peoples-Jones gets it, hurdles, brings up here's a 3rd and 19. They dump it down to Hunt. Hunt doesn't get the first down, so even in this first quarter, so it didn't hurt them as much, the interception, because they get a blocked field goal attempt right there. It was a long field goal. It was like a 53-yarder. So they take the ball over again. Good catch right there by T. Higgins. I mean, that was Boyd. Good catch by Boyd right there. Like I said, I thought Burrow looked good until this happened. Okay, till he started getting pressure. Myles Garrett gets a sack, turns it over, gets it over to the The Browns, another little dump off pass. It looks like they were trying to get to Brissett early. You can see them blitzing, and here goes the trick, and there goes the treat. Intercepted. I don't understand that. Amari Cooper should have just took that sack, but Brissett didn't throw an interception. Amari Cooper threw an interception, but Amari Cooper would redeem himself. Good tackle right there on 3rd and 7. Good open field tackle. So here you go. You got Brissett. He has time. They're blitzing off the edge, and he finds a wide open Cooper. Cooper had a big game. We'll get into the stats later, but he had a big game last night. Brissett to Chubb. Chubb also had a big game. Bounces out on 2nd and 3. Gets a first down. That's going to set them up. Here's a 3rd and 4. Empty set for Brissett. Still in the second quarter. He drops back. He throws a dot. Back shoulder. Underthrown dot to Cooper. And here we go. Wildcat. Chubb. 6 yards out. Touchdown. They take the early lead. And they're going to go for 2. So I don't know. Maybe they didn't feel good about their kicker or whatever. But they go for 2 right here. They give it to who else? Chubb. He gets in 8-0 with 5 minutes left in this first half. So Bengals get the ball back. 4 minutes left in the half. Bring the guy in motion. Give the P. Ryan. He just gets enough for the first down to keep this drive going. 3:30 left. Burrow drops back. He steps up and he gets stripped. Looks like Mixon has it, but he doesn't. Looks like Myles Garrett gets it back. Myles Garrett with the strip. And then the Browns recover it with 3:25, and they're already in territory. They give it to Chubb. Chubb, big run, hurdles, gets the first down. Gets it into field goal range. 2 minutes left. Brissett, takes. He should not have done that. He should have just took the sack. I mean, it was 3rd and 12. He was just trying to throw it away to preserve the field goal. He ends up losing the ball. They didn't count that as an interception. They counted it as a fumble. He loses the ball. So the Bengals get the ball back. Again, another turnover that didn't really hurt them. They get it to Hayden Hurst, his first catch of the game right there. Gets it down to about the 30. Drops back. Here comes Garrett again. A big sack right there. Brings up a 3rd down with 53 seconds left. They just need a few more yards to keep it in territory. They give it to P. Ryan. P. Ryan, good outside leverage by the linebacker right there. But he gets it into field goal range. And so another attempt by the Bengals kicker. It's up, and he pushes it to the right. No good. So at the half, look like Bengals are going into, they only got 40 seconds left. How aggressive will they be? Well, Kareem Hunt just runs over somebody and says, yo, let's get this thing in the field goal range so we can get a chance. Like I said, I thought Brissett played pretty well last night. Here's another fastball to the rookie Bell right there. They get it into field goal, 55-yard attempt. It's up, and he drills it. And they go into the half 11-0. Now, here, I'm just like, yo, what are the Bengals doing? Especially knowing that the Browns get the ball back, so you're going to probably not run the ball, and it's going to be a heavy pass for the Bengals. But on the other side, if you're the Browns, you're like, yo, we're up 11-0. We just got to keep running. I know they've been asking Stefanski to run the ball more, and look at that dot by Brissett right there. Gets it to Peoples-Jones. Brings up a 3rd and 6. And here's Chubb out the left side. Gets it all the way down to the 9-yard line. Brings up a 1st and goal. And the Cleveland fans are pumped. The Cleveland fans are pumped. Here we go. Chubb again, 11 yards out. Doesn't quite get it. Gets it all the way down to the 2. Doesn't matter. Very next play. Here's Brissett doing his best Taylor Heineke impression. Gets it to the pylon and gets in for a touchdown. Brissett looked good, man. Brissett, these backup quarterbacks look at the pain. Look at the pain on Cincinnati coach right there. You'll see more pain later. But here, again, another sack. This time by Deion Jones. Deion Jones gets the big sack right there. So Browns get the ball back. Throw a fastball to Peoples-Jones right there. I mean, a fastball by Brissett. It was a Heineke impression. I'm dead inside. That's the I'm dead inside look. Yeah, it is. I mean, Kareem Hunt. I feel like this is the recipe for the Cleveland Browns. Run, play action. Everything is play action. Hit these wide receivers over the top. Cooper with another big reception. Gets it into goal. And here we go. Pass to Cooper. Bobble, but he gets his feet down. Touchdown. I mean, and the Browns are now running away with it. And I mean, look at that look. Now that look, hold on. We got to rewind that back. That look was bad. That look was bad. I mean, look at that look. Look at this look. This looks like a coach that if he was back in the day coaching college basketball, he would choke somebody. He would choke one of those kids. He would choke one of those kids. Like he is so mad right here. Look at the veins coming out his neck. Look at the veins coming out his neck. Yikes. Yikes. He is pissed. 24-0 to the Browns.
Lowers his shoulder. Gets 8. Well, when we talked to Joe Burrow, he was
Hey, you get to see an undefeated team. Nuggets. All right, 1st and 10. Let's see what Burrow steps up, throws to a guy that's wide open. I mean, nobody near him. Gets it down. Like I said, Burrow at times looked good when they weren't pressuring him. When they weren't pressuring him, he was able to find players. But then when he got pressured, he wasn't able to find players. So here we are, beginning of the 4th quarter. He's pressured, but he finds a wide open guy. It gets tipped, but Tyler Boyd gets an interception. I mean, gets a reception. It's how the Browns have always been set up, but when they get pass happy or behind 17 is when they struggle. And another missed kick. McPherson is struggling. Here's Kareem Hunt hurling out of a tackle and gets about 10 to get a crucial first down. Yeah, I agree. They need to get out to leads. They need to get out to leads. Look at this. Look at this dot right here. Oh my goodness. He's down at the 11, but what a throw by Brissett. I mean, perfect spiral. He gives it to Chubb, and Chubb does the rest. Another touchdown by Chubb, and now the route is on 32-0. I mean, 32-6. The Chunt is the best running back duo in the league. Why would they trade Kareem? Because they could get other assets. Look, I agree. Kareem Hunt and Bradley Chubb Nick Chubb are the best running back duo in the league, but this Browns team is far from being complete. Like, they still need some other pieces. Oh, what a catch right there by T. Higgins. Unfortunately, it's not going to result in much. But man, he just skied over him. Look at
Finds
Miles
it
Garrett,
inside.
1 defense, 3 pressures, 2 sacks, and he's
And
still coming.
Garrett's back, and it's still something that he's struggling with.
yeah, so he's looking ahead to
Fourth
that
and
bye
4
week.
for Cincinnati.
Convince Cincinnati that he's diminished and not feeling good.
Yeah, and he's a free agent. Running backs, I agree. Running backs are a dime a dozen.
Looks like Brissett
So
wants to keep that
yeah,
ball.
I kind of agree with that. We take a look at the box score.
Kevin
Um,
Stefanski's
I think you trade him because you can get something
with
for
Zach
him.
Taylor at midfield.
You can get something for him.
On to week.
Like I think that's where people mess up. People like, oh, we got a great
Happy Halloween,
running
guys.
back
Vito
duo.
Field
Well,
here, and I'm going to show you how
you
I
if you
will be
got
setting up my
if you got
fantasy
a
cruncher
great running back in Nick Chubb,
like single game
then why not just get somebody that you can bring off the bench?
GPPs on FanDuel.
You
I'll
know,
be taking some steps here that I would not take.
just bring somebody that you can bring off the
Cascading
bench.
or a small field GPP. This is for large field GPP.
I don't understand why you need both. You only need one. You could find another one that's complementary, and then trade Kareem Hunt for another offensive lineman or something. Because you're right, Kareem Hunt is good, but you're going to end up paying him a whole bunch of money for being a backup. Like you should not be paying backups starter money, and he wants starter money. Anyways, he's a free agent, so we'll see. We'll see. DeForest Johnson played just as well as Hunt did last year when they both were hurt. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So is I think you got it. They for real. They should have been got rid of him. They should have been got rid of him. I don't know what they were waiting on. I don't know what they were waiting on. All right, we see Joe Burrow, 25 for 35, 232, 2 touchdowns, an interception, a QB rating of 17.6. Yikes. And then on the other end, you had Jacoby Brissett, 17 for 22, 278 yards passing, 1 TD, no interceptions, had 2 sacks for 10 yards, QB rating of 81.3. The difference in those two. And to me, it was all about the running game. I mean, you got right here, Nick Chubb, 23 for 101, 2 touchdowns, 172 yards rushing. This is what you want to see. This is what you want to see. You see that ESPN bit on Stump Mitchell? No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it, Jimmy. But Cooper had a big game, 5 receptions for 131. I saw somebody the other day, last night, saying, man, they missed Jamar Chase. I don't think they missed Jamar Chase at all. Like, these dudes didn't drop the balls. Like, look at how many receivers he threw to, though. But it wasn't like the receivers were dropping the ball. They couldn't protect Burrow. And that has been an issue all last year. It was an issue at the beginning of this year. And then when they started playing better, they started winning. And then again, last night, they had issues. And this is what happened. But the Bengals fall to 4-4, and the Cleveland Browns get to 3-5. I really think. But that wasn't the issue, though, Big Stupid. The issue was, again, Burrow only missed 10 passes on the day. They could not stop whatchamacallit. But the run defense cost them. They couldn't stop the run by the Browns, and they couldn't protect Burrow enough for him to find open receivers. Does Chase make a difference? Yes, but Chase wasn't them not having Chase was not the reason they lost that game. Like if Chase was the receiver on the first drive, it still would have been intercepted. That wasn't the receiver's fault. It still would have been intercepted. You know. So I don't think Chase. Yes, you have to account for Chase, but I don't think that made a difference. It didn't help, but it wasn't the main reason. I don't think it was. Yeah, I don't think it was the reason at all. I think it played little part. T. Higgins had 3 catches. Hayden Hurst had 4 catches. Tyler Boyd had 3. Mixon. The problem was, I'm gonna tell you what the problem was. The problem was that the Bengals couldn't stop the Cleveland Browns from getting off to a good start, and therefore they didn't run Joe Mixon enough. Joe Mixon had 8 carries. You're not going to win when you don't only run the ball 10 times. Most times, if you only run the ball 10 times, it's because you're behind. Especially when you got a running back like Joe Mixon. There's no way Joe Mixon only runs 30. And you can see Nick Chubb, 23 runs. Kareem Hunt, 11 runs. They ran the ball 44 times. 44 times. They ran the ball twice as many times as they threw the ball. And that's the recipe that Cleveland needs to have the rest of the year, even when Deshaun Watson comes back. Now, I'm really interested to see what this team looks like when Watson comes back. Again, Brissett, I think, has played well, but Watson is going to be back in a couple of weeks. This is week 8. No, this is the start of week 9. No, the end of week 8. This is end of week 8. So he's going to be back I think he comes back week 11 or he comes back week 12 because he's suspended for 11 games. So he comes back week 12. Which should be interesting. By the way, I got to show this. This man, oh, they didn't show it. Hold on, where's the video? I'm trying to find the video of Myles Garrett coming in as Vecna. Oh man. All right. Well, I had it, but then they just refreshed all the videos. All right, I'll get it. I'll get it for later. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So, the Ravens yesterday picked up Roquan Smith, and they made a deal. Now, this is the second deal that the Bears have made. They got rid of Quinn, their pass rusher. They traded him, and now they got rid of Robert Quinn to the Eagles for a 4th-round pick. Now, what I'm hearing though is that if Roquan Smith doesn't if Roquan Smith doesn't like sign back, they get their 4th-round pick back or something. Like it's something crazy. It says the Baltimore Ravens filled a void in the middle of their defense, and the Chicago Bears received more help to build for the future. On Monday, the Ravens acquired the leading tackler in Roquan Smith. A source told ESPN's Adam Schefter the Ravens are sending the Bears a 2nd and a 5th-round pick in 2023 for Smith, who is a 2-time All-Pro inside linebacker. As part of the trade, Ravens sent linebacker A.J. Klein to Chicago, and the Bears are picking up the $4.833 million of Smith's $5.408 million for the rest of the season. The NFL trade deadline is Tuesday at 4 p.m., and the Bears have been busy after also trading defensive end Robert Quinn to Philadelphia Eagles on Wednesday. How will these moves impact the franchise rebuilding? And does Smith mean the Ravens are all in contending for a title? So the question is, are the Ravens all in for a title? And my question would be, no. I don't think this makes them all in. They're trying to get better. But to me, when you go all in, well, I mean, they did get the best middle linebacker, one of the best middle linebackers in the game. So I guess that is kind of going all in. But I feel like they need more help offensively than defensively. I know they give up a bunch of points, especially they allow teams to come back and everything. But in my opinion, if they wanted to go all in, like they should have signed Odell. But I don't think Odell is healthy. I think that's why Odell hasn't signed with anybody. I don't think he's healthy. But I think I do like this pickup for the Ravens. It definitely is going to fill a void that they had. I believe their middle linebacker that they've had for the last 2 years is good, but he just has not been great. Um, so we'll see how this maxes out. But um, so here's the thing: why did the Ravens make this deal? Smith provides the Ravens with the best playmaking and leadership force in the middle since Ray Lewis. He's one of two players with at least 500 tackles and 15 sacks over the past 5 seasons. The center of this defense has been Baltimore's biggest void, and it has been that way since CJ Mosley left after 2018, which is why the Ravens tried to sign Bobby Wagner free agency last March, but was unsuccessful. Josh Bynes, who has started in the middle for the past 2 seasons, has been banged up. The Ravens have allowed the third most yards after catch on passes thrown fewer than 5 yards down the field. So let that sink in. They give up the most yards after the catch, after catches that have been thrown for 5 yards down the field. So we're talking about those quick screens, those wide receiver screens, those shallow crosses, all of those, that Roquan should be able to help them get better. Um, but I'm interested more on the Bears side. Fields has been playing good these last 2 games. And I'm not saying that they can make a playoff run or anything because I don't think they can. But I I guess I like this. I kind of wish my Washington Commanders would do something like this. Like, I don't think we're doing anything this year. Why not get draft picks to build up the stock and start building around whatever, or start getting the assets so that you can trade up for a quarterback or something? Because I just think in this environment nowadays in the NFL, you have to do that. So it says the Bears are rebuilding, and it's clear first year general manager Ryan Poles isn't afraid to pull off moves that require sacrificing the short term. Poles sent veteran defensive end Robert Quinn to Philadelphia on Wednesday, and then he dealt Roquan Smith to the Ravens 5 days later. After failing to come to an agreement on a contract extension this offseason, which led Smith to publicly demand a trade on August 9th, the linebacker ended his hold in and bet on himself by playing out his $9.7 million fifth-year option. He was off to a great start, leading the NFL with 83 tackles while notching 2.5 sacks and 2 interceptions in 8 games. As Smith's stock continued to rise, so did the possibility of Chicago using the franchise tag on the linebacker in the offseason, which might have caused further issues between the player and the front office. The two sides weren't close on a number this summer, and it's difficult to imagine the Bears would want to fork over $20 million per year for Smith to reset the off-ball linebacker market, with their focus is clearly gearing towards building on offense. Since the day he was hired, Poles has been adamant in his belief of building through the draft. Chicago now has 9 draft picks to make that happen in 2023, including an additional second round and fourth round pick, 2 each, thanks to Quinn and Smith's trade. See, this is what general managers do. This is what successful general managers do. Like they don't sit on their hands all season and then scramble in the off season to try to make things happen. They do stuff like this. They say, "Look, our team is not good. We do have some assets on this team that we can get something for. Let's go ahead and do it." Like that's I like this GM already. It's his first year and he's already like, "Yo, this is what we're going to do." And um I'm not sure how the Bears fans uh I'm not sure how the Bears fans feel about this. But if I'm a Bears fan, I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged by this. If you're a Bears fan, it sucks you had to trade him, but you're not going anywhere. Just move him now. Yeah. I'm pretty sure smart Bear fans are like, yo, look, I love Roquan Smith. But if this means we get 2 extra draft picks for him, give me the 2 extra draft picks. Because Roquan Smith is playing right now and is not doing anything for us right now. So, you know, give me the draft picks. So he's got additional second round and additional fourth rounds. Right. So right. So that's the next step. But you have to have that first step though, Big Stupid. You have to have those draft picks in order for you to hit on draft picks. I agree. Nothing's worse than having all those draft picks and you can't pick nobody. I do too. I do too, Big Stupid. We need to trade Payne. The crazy thing is we would get something for him. We would get a good draft pick for him. So I don't understand why we not pulling on this. Our team is not going anywhere. Our team is not going anywhere. We would still have a good front in, you know, Jonathan Allen, Chase, and Montez Sweat, and whoever is backing up Payne. It still would be a formidable. Those young guys that have come in on that defensive line have actually played well. So I don't see why we not. I don't understand why we're not doing that. Like I don't understand why we're not doing that. We need to do that. We need to do that. Like it to me it just doesn't make sense. Which is why I'm not against trading Sweat. Yo, I to be honest with you, I'm not against trading. I'm not against trading anybody off of that defensive line, except for maybe Chase. But everybody else, I'm good with. Everybody else, I'm good with. You know. But I think the Bears are making a great choice right here. What's up? What's up, B Parks? You know, trading off their assets. They're not going to do anything this year. This gives them, you know, the ability to uh, build for the future, and hopefully, you know, those guys can do that. If it's not Cherry or Chase or Leno, you're all expensive. You like Leno? You like Leno that much? Big Stupid? You like Leno that much? And of course, Heinegoat. Oh my goodness. Stop it, Big Stupid. Stop it. Look, they could trade Heinegoat. If you can get a 6th round pick for Heinegoat, do it. Trade him now. If you can get a 6th round pick for Heinegoat, trade him now. He has been our best offensive. Yeah, he has. He has. He's been very consistent. But look, if you can get a 5th round for William Jackson, trade him. Is William Jackson even with the team anymore? Hey, it's the worst feeling in the world, Ross. Going to be another year. Washington barely misses playoffs and gets the 20th pick. That has been it. That has been it. Like, what has hurt us is that we have been mediocre. We need to just be bad. Building for the future only works if you have good coaching. Trading 25-year-old Pro Bowlers for less than where you drafted them is a big L. It's not though. Is it that big of an L? So because you trade Deron Payne for a second round pick, that's a big L? Because wasn't Deron Payne a first round pick? Wasn't he a first round pick? I would take a second round pick for Deron Payne. I would. I don't think that's a big L at all. I mean, yes, look, you draft him no different than finishing 5 spots later with a Hall of Fame quarterback and never drafting him a good wide receiver. Oh, shots taken. Shots taken. What's up, C Money? Yeah, so you know, I look. I love what I love what Chicago has done in the last week. I love what they've done in the last week. Trading off Roquan and Roquan, and getting 2 seconds and 2/4 for them. Like they have 9 picks. Did they say that they got 9 picks or something like that? Next year draft? Yeah, 9 draft picks in next year's draft. That's what you want to do. That's how you build that's how you rebuild. That's how you rebuild. Now it's gonna be interesting to see how this team plays without those two. Like now you have like those two guys were like your best two guys on that defense. And so now other guys got to step up, which is why I wouldn't mind giving up Deron Payne, because I feel like there have been other defensive linemen for Washington that have stepped up, for this. But all right, let's go to topic number 3. All right, the 76ers. They got rid of Roquan Smith and who was it? Roquan Smith and the other Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn. They sent Robert Quinn to Philly. The Bears have been rebuilding for 20 years. They only traded Roquan because they knew he wasn't coming back. Yeah. Yeah, but that's what you do. You trade him before, they have a chance to come, not come back, and you get nothing for him. Like, that's what I'm saying. All right, the 76ers lose 2 second-round picks as a result of an investigation involving the signing of PJ Tucker and Daniel House Jr. It says they will have the 76ers will have their second-round picks in the 2023 and 2024 NBA drafts taken away from them as a result of violating free agency rules by having early discussions with forwards PJ Tucker and Daniel House. In the announcement, the league said the draft picks were taken away because the 76ers engaged in discussions with both players prior to the date when such discussions were permitted. The 76ers fully cooperated and they acknowledged the league's ruling. The team said in a statement they were going to just move forward, focused on the season ahead. Philadelphia will still have a second-round draft pick as a result of the Atlanta Hawks, Brooklyn Nets, and Charlotte Hornets trades. Yo. Yeah, well, here's the thing, Judd. Here's the thing. I understand the PJ Tucker. I feel like every championship team, if you look at most of the championship teams in the last 10 years, they've had a PJ Tucker type guy. A PJ Tucker type guy. If you look at the guys that the teams that go to the finals, they have a PJ Tucker type guy. A guy that's willing to I won't say sacrifice his offense because I don't think PJ Tucker has that much offense, but they've always had that guy. You look at you even look at the championship Warriors, Golden State Warriors team. Draymond Green is nothing like is nothing more than a PJ Tucker. Like like and believe me, those Warrior teams don't win a championship without Draymond Green. Yes, Clay and Steph get all the the highlights and stuff, but they don't win without uh Draymond Green. Milwaukee, as much as we love Giannis and think he's the best basketball player in the game, relax on Draymond. What do you mean relax on Draymond? You think without Draymond they couldn't? What happened when they did lose? Oh, he much better than PJ. I'm just saying, in the style of play, you need that cog. You need somebody that's going to D up and do the things that they do. That's all I'm saying. Yes, he's much better than PJ Tucker, but I think they're both important. Again, I don't think Milwaukee wins without PJ Tucker. I guess this is the and one pre-show. I don't think Milwaukee wins without PJ Tucker. You need those guys, in my opinion. You need those guys. You know who's gonna guard Durant. You know, you need somebody like that. I know you get me. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. By the way, guys, and one today at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. C Money and myself will talk about all the latest news in the NBA. Get you straight. Lakers get their win. We got another subject coming up that we'll probably talk about as well. Shop can talk 56 hours about NFL. As soon as hoops come up, it's the and one show. Anyways, so they talked about, but you kind of saw this happening. So James Harden took a pay cut of roughly $15 million after turning down his player option for the 2023 season. A lot of people saw that as, okay, they're going to go and get another player that they need. And it happened to be PJ Tucker. Now, it's no coincidence that PJ Tucker, Harden, and Daniel House all played together in Houston. So like when Philadelphia signed PJ Tucker, I didn't think anything of it. You know, I thought it was a good fit. They needed somebody like that. I will see. We'll see. So sources told ESPN Wojnarowski that similar investigations into the New York Knicks signing of Jalen Brunson is still ongoing. So the Knicks are under a similar investigation with Jalen Brunson, which is interesting enough. Here's my thing: is how do you not talk to people prior to? Like, I feel like you got to gauge your interest. You know, when the NBA, signing deadline comes, you can't wait to the last minute and be like, yo, are you interested in coming to New York? No, I need to know that beforehand so I can put things in place. And for real, I actually think a lot of teams tamper, but it's just not reported. Like, this is my first time. One of the reasons why I brought this subject to talk about is because I feel like this happens all the time, and we don't hear about it. Like, who knew that the that there's an investigation into the New York Knicks signing Jalen Brunson? Brunson did say, I think, in an interview, because they asked him, I think Wojnarowski asked him, how close. No, they asked Donovan Mitchell, how close was he to signing with the New York Knicks? And he said he was pretty close. Again, I feel like they have these conversations beforehand, and it might not be. Here's the thing: the thing I want to know is it management talking to these people, or is management going to their players? Like, did the 76ers go to James Harden and say, "Yo, James, call your boy PJ Tucker, see what his interest level is like coming to Philly"? You gotta wait. As an organization, you can have targets, but you gotta wait to actually reach out. But why can't players talk all the time? And players, I'm pretty sure, report back to their management. Yo, I just got off the phone with PJ Tucker. He said he would love to come to Philly. Let's make it happen. Now, is that considered tampering? Is that considered tampering? Because the organization didn't reach out, the player reached out. And that's crazy. They already have legal tampering windows. So there are windows where you can tamper. But I guess that's what during this article, that's what I'm looking that it doesn't say. It doesn't say how these organizations are tampering. And for real, in my guess, I think it has to do with uh I think it has to do with the fact that they're getting their players to talk to these other free agents. I don't think the GM of the Philadelphia 76ers picked up his phone and called PJ Tucker and said, yo, meet me at the arena. Let's have a talk." No. I think it's one of those things where James Harden and PJ Tucker are hanging out, and you know, James Harden decides to call his GM while he's out hanging with PJ Tucker. Again, I wish they went into more detail on, like, what was the tampering? Like, what specifically did they do? Like, what specifically did they do? You know, it says Milwaukee lost a second round pick over the attempt to complete a sign and trade for Bogdan Bogdanovic, while the Heat and the Bulls each lost second round picks because of early discussions about the sign and trade deals that were ultimately completed for Kyle Lowry and Lonzo Ball. Yeah, they need to start including the details. But look at all these teams. Look at all these teams that have been tampering. Milwaukee, Miami, Chicago, Dallas, New York, you know, 76ers. Like, it's not just one team. All these teams are doing it. And I think more teams are doing it, but are not getting caught. Or there's still an investigation out on them too. There's still an investigation out on them too. We'll see. We'll see. All right, guys, I'm gonna take a quick break, and we'll come back with some more. And we'll come back with some more Wake Up Sports with Shop. Be right back. All right, we are back. We are back. So the next thing I want to talk about is definitely uh this topic right here. Turner and the Lakers. Now, Lakers just got their first win. And already people are talking Russell Westbrook came off the bench, which I think he definitely needed to do. And I'm pretty sure on and one today we'll talk about that. But on the Woj pod with Adrian Wojnarowski, he had Miles Turner on. And this is what Turner said. He said, if I'm the Lakers, I take a very hard look at this with the position that they're in. He said, I know I can provide for a team. My leadership, my shot blocking, my 3-point ability, and just my ability to make plays out there on the floor. And I take a very long look at it. But as far as pulling the trigger, I get paid to shoot. I'm not paid to make these calls. So I couldn't answer that. That's what Miles Turner said on the thing. So to me, that's a big time, you know, that's a big time, not a big time thing, but yeah, right. Is this tampering? Is this tampering? He's actually talking about another team and what he can provide for another team. I mean, to me, that sounds like tampering. But what are you really going to penalize the player in this instance? Look, I think Miles Turner is an okay basketball player. I don't think he's all world. I don't think he makes a better fit than Westbrook coming off the bench. Let's put it that way. If you got a chance to have Westbrook coming off the bench or Miles Turner in your starting lineup, then I'm probably going to choose Westbrook coming off the bench. My only issue is that I don't know how long Westbrook is going to be happy coming off the bench. I talked about this yesterday. I just, when they're winning, everybody's happy. Everybody's happy. And I think Westbrook is fine as long as they're winning to come off the bench. But as soon as they start losing, that's going to be a point of emphasis. We're losing, and I'm up here sitting on the bench for the first, 8 minutes of the game, and that's when it gets away from him. Right? He's not going to make them a playoff team. He's not going to make them a playoff team. He could make them a play-in team. But I think if they have to give up Westbrook, they're still right back. I just think the margin between Turner starting and Westbrook coming off the bench is so small that I just don't think you take that chance unless you can pull off Turner, Hield, and somebody else, then maybe I feel like that. But I will say this. I do think Miles Turner can stretch the defense for them a little bit. I think he can stretch the defense for them a little bit. I think he can make an impact and help Anthony Davis be a better player because Anthony Davis wouldn't have to be down low banging. Even though I don't think Miles Turner is a big time banger. Let's see. It says the Lakers have been reluctant to include both their future first round picks in 2027 and 2029 to upgrade the current roster with the hope of putting LeBron and Anthony Davis back in position to contend for a championship. See, to me, that's too much. If I got to give up Westbrook, hold on. Are they saying they can keep Westbrook and just trade 2 first round picks for Miles Turner? That seems like it's too much. Like, I feel like if you trade Westbrook for Miles Turner, I feel like LA should be getting something back. I feel like LA should be getting something more than just Miles Turner if you trade Westbrook. I would not trade a first round pick for Miles Turner. I just think that is crazy. We all know picks are so valuable in this league, and someone like myself, I'm hitting into the last year of my deal, and you want to make sure you're getting a return for your assets. Turner, a 26-year-old center, in his 8th season with the Indiana, has career averages of 12.7, 6.7 rebounds, and 2.3 blocks per game, while shooting 35% from three. Hield, a former client of Lakers Vice President of Basketball Operations General Manager Rob Pelinka during Pelinka's days as a player agent, has connected on 43% of his outside shots in 7 seasons with New Orleans, Sacramento, and Indiana. Even with a 13 for 30 showing from the outside in their first win of the season on Sunday, the Lakers still ranked dead last in the league in three-point shooting at 26.6 as a team. And with the only role player available to play center, Damian Jones and Wenyen Gabriel, Davis has been tasked to play the starting five, even though he is battling a lower back pain and has historically preferred the four. Wojo reported earlier this month that the Lakers plan to reassess the roster after approximately 20 games and could look to re-engage in trade talks around Thanksgiving. Turner has played his entire career in small market Indianapolis, said joining a marquee team like the Lakers would be appealing. I just feel like here in the Midwest, we don't get the love that I think we deserve. It doesn't get taken on the national level, Turner said. You are under a microscope out there at the West. When you are doing bad, you're going to hear about it. When you are doing great, you're going to get a lot of love, especially with the love that the Lakers get. I think that another aspect that is appealing is playing with greatness and playing under LeBron. I feel like he demands a certain level of excellency, especially at this point in his career. It's just one of those things when you are out there, you got to perform. People are going to expect you to go out there and hold on to that legacy that the Lakers have built over the years. Indiana has started the season 3-4. The Lakers are 1-5. So again, I don't think this. I don't know. To me, it's a tough call. If I'm the GM of the Lakers, I'm not trading a first round draft pick for Miles Turner. I just don't think he's worth it. I just don't think he's worth it. You know, I think I I just think that he, he's not that good. That he like C Money said, it, he's not that much of a difference maker. He's not that much of a difference maker. Now, if they were to get Buddy Hield and Miles Turner for Westbrook and maybe a second, then I'm all for that. I would do that. I would trade Westbrook for Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, and a Westbrook in a second for Miles Turner and Buddy Hield. To me, I think that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, we're gonna check out this video. I didn't see this video of. I guess this is the Lakers celebrating in the locker room. Okay, Ham's first win. Dang, it took long. Dang, they emptied the mop bucket. That was nice. Right. They threw everything at that man. They threw everything at that man. What's up, girl? Like, goodness gracious. All right, so let's continue on with basketball news. I know it's not in this thing, but this has been going, this is an ongoing issue. I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about it tonight as well. Oh, man, come on. Like, why is Kawhi dealing with any kind of injuries? This man doesn't play. This man doesn't play. Kawhi Leonard remains out with stiffness in his surgically repaired right knee and will not travel with the Clippers on their road trip. Oh my God. He's frustrated. He's frustrated. The fans have got to be livid. If I'm a Clippers fan, I am done. I am done with Kawhi Leonard. I am done. Trade him, get rid of him, release him. I don't want to see him no more if I'm a Clippers fan. Like, this man hasn't played since we got him. Almost. Hey, Shop, tonight I will make my official statement. Hey, I'm with you. It's always something, girl. It's always something. If it's not his knee, it's his back, it's load management, it's whatever. This dude does not want to play. It's always something with him. Trade him, man. Trade him. I would love to see. Do they even mention the numbers in here? I want to see the numbers. How many games has this man played since coming to the Clippers 4 years ago? He's still recovering. His knee was reconstructed. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I get it, but it's always something. It's always, look, I swear this man, Kevin Durant, tore his ACL and came back before Kawhi Leonard even stepped on the floor back. Like, don't tell me an ACL takes 3 years to recover from. ACL takes 3 years? Three years, 4 years to recover from? He's been out longer than John Wall, and John Wall is back. It affects people differently. Okay, I get that. It affects people differently. Hey, let it affect him somewhere else. If I'm a Clippers fan, trade him. Trade him. It's only been 1 year and some months. I could have sworn he hasn't played a full season since he's been with the Clippers. Yeah. Clay hurt his ACL and Achilles and came back faster than whatchamacallit. Yeah, we're talking about Kawhi. How many games has Kawhi? You know what? I'm about to look it up. How many games has Kawhi? First of all, how long has Kawhi been out for whatchamacallit? This the same thing the Spurs said? Then he came back and won a ring? Okay. Hey, look, I'm not doubting that when he's fully healthy, he is one of the best players in the league. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that this man is always hurt. But I get it. If you're gonna be that hurt and then win us a championship, then hey, I'm for it. But I mean, goodness. So they let Clay take his time. Clay, I feel like Clay got hurt after Kawhi, right? And still came back before Kawhi. That's all I'm saying. There are players that have gotten hurt after Kawhi and have come back before Kawhi. That's all I'm saying. It says he's frustrated, Lou said before tip-off against the Rockets. He wants to be out on the floor and then not being on the floor, and then now he can't travel. He wants to travel, but the doctor said it's not the right thing to do right now with the stiffness and what he is going through. Leonard played in 2 of the Clippers' first 3 games of the season, logging 21 minutes in each off the bench, but he experienced stiffness in his right knee at the morning shoot-around last Tuesday in OKC and sat out the game that night before leaving the team and flying back to LA to receive further treatment. Leonard did not play all of last season due to a torn ACL he suffered in Game 4 of the second-round playoff against Utah on June 14th. The Clippers had lost 4 straight games prior to Monday night's victory over Houston. The Clippers have had to deal with other veterans in and out of action. No, he got hurt before Kawhi. Clay being hurt was one of the reasons Kawhi beat them in the finals. He going through what the Packers. Oh, Bakhtari. Yeah. Look, I get it. I get it. He's frustrated. Fans are frustrated. I'm not even a Clipper fan, and I'm frustrated. I want to see him healthy. I want to see him play ball. It just sucks that you know. It just sucks. You know. All right, I'm not gonna get too much into basketball because I know we got and one later today. And one later today, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with C Money and myself. Make sure you come through. Is this a Brandon Royce situation where he just never got back fully healthy and has to live with being 80 to 90% as his healthy? I think it is. I think Brandon Roy is a crazy comparison. I don't think it's that crazy. I think when you start getting injuries, your healthiness is not the 100% that you were when you first started. You know what I'm saying? Like, Clay will never be the 100% Clay was before the injury. Kawhi will never be the 100% he was before the injuries. He will get to a portion of 100%, you know, but he won't be the same 100% that he was. I agree. Brandon Roy was like that. Brandon Roy was like that before the injuries. All right, let's move on. All right, so I'm pretty sure y'all have all seen the fight. Let me see if I can get the video of the fight. Two Michigan Wolverine players got jumped in the tunnel after the Michigan game. Here's John Harbaugh talking about it. Oh, hold on.
That are on social media right now, and also the ABC tunnel cam. It's in a higher elevation that shows much more of what took place. As I said, those are sickening to watch. There needs to be accountability. There needs to be a full, thorough, timely investigation. I can't imagine that these will not, that they won't. I can't imagine that this will not result in criminal charges. The videos are bad, and it's clear what transpired. It seems very, very open and shut. You know, as they say, watch the tape. I'm coming from this from a perspective of being a parent, and these young men are entrusted to me by their families and to our program, and we have the responsibility to each player to treat them like our own, and I take that responsibility very seriously. An apology will not get the job done in this instance. There should be serious consequences for the many individuals that are culpable. And on behalf of the 2022 Michigan football team, our players, our coaches, our staff, our university, this has been a very traumatic experience for everybody, especially for Jaden and Jamon, and we will support them. We'll support them and their families in every possible way.
All right. So Jim Harbaugh expects the 4 suspended Michigan State football players involved in roughing up 2 members of the Michigan's team to be punished further. He expects there to be criminal charges. So yes, girl. So one of the players is actually doubtful for the next game because of the injuries that he suffered during this. He said Harbaugh said that defensive back Jamon Green was punched by a Spartan in the Michigan State tunnel shortly after the 4th-ranked Wolverines beat their in-state rival, and that teammate Jadine McBurrows was attacked when he tried to help. McBurrows was seen in the video that he was being pushed, punched, and kicked by multiple Michigan State Wolverines who pulled him out of the tunnel and into a hallway that doesn't lead to either locker room. Harbaugh said that both players have injuries, adding that he did not know whether Green, who is a starting cornerback for a 3rd straight season, would be cleared to play Saturday night at Rutgers due to his injuries. Says right now we have an ongoing police investigation. What happened in the tunnel was egregious, sickening to watch the videos. The ones that are on social media right now. There needs to be accountability. There needs to be a full, thorough, timely investigation. But yeah, Michigan State coach Mel Tucker announced Sunday night that linebacker Tank Brown, safety Angelo Gross, defensive end Zion Young, and cornerback Kerry Crump were suspended immediately. So these players were suspended immediately. Brown, Gross, and Young are seen on the video getting physical with McBurrows. Video showing another angle inside the tunnel shows Michigan State defensive end Jacoby Windman put his helmet back on his head, turn around towards Green to get involved in an altercation. Windman was not one of the 4 players suspended, and the extent of his involvement is not fully known. But it got bad. Like somebody was getting beat by a helmet. Somebody was getting beat. Garl, somebody took their helmet off and started swinging and was hitting people. You think they knew each other and had previous issues? Look, a lot of in-state guys like that go to Michigan State, they do know each other. They played against those guys all their lives, growing up in AAU and high school football and stuff. So they probably did know each other. But that's still not the issue. Like the still issue is that like you should never, like that shouldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't happen. I'm gonna try to find the video. So this is him. They probably don't have the video on whatchamacallit. All right, we got to find the video. All this over a rivalry? Man, rivalries are heated, especially in college football. Let's see. Whoops. No, I don't want no Michigan State. Here you go. Look, somebody's taking his helmet. Look, number 14 had his helmet off, hitting him. See, they had to hold number 14 back. He had his helmet off. I just hate to see college athletes' career take a turn because of an incident. So this, for some reason, this was a tunnel that wasn't even like going towards the locker room. Look, that's the player that was getting hit. He just got escorted. So this was like before, like the other teams. Oh look, he trying to come back. The dude that was getting hit. Yo, there's reasons why most stadiums outside college football have different tunnels. Yes, exactly. But didn't you see the Packers and the Bills come through the same tunnel? So no. We saw in football, we saw daggone Stephon Diggs all up in the Packers DB's face coming out the tunnel. Rodgers, yeah, another kid got jumped too. Rodgers and Josh Allen came out the same tunnel and was talking before the game. So no, these tunnels are there's one tunnel. Wasn't just like on the field tussle. No. So from reports, it was like these guys had. See if I can find another video of it. Oh, see, here's the one that first came out right here.
Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh says he expects a police investigation will actually result in criminal charges.
MSU head coach Mel Tucker offering an apology after suspending 4 players. Let's get right to Fox News' Brandon Hudson. He
happened. 48 hours since the Michigan State game, and this fight caught on video still dominates the latest episode of this in-state rivalry. An all-out
look at
brawl
that
in Michigan Stadium's historic tunnel. At least 10 MSU players and 2 U of M players involved, as video shows no outside effort to break it up. On Monday, both head football coaches addressed the issue during their respective news conferences.
I'm coming from this from a perspective of being a parent.
While this video in the tunnel has generated the most buzz, Fox 2 obtained 2 other clips shot before the melee. First, post-game video on the field shows most Michigan players separated as MSU players walk into the tunnel, but a couple of U of M players head in with Michigan State. Things appear calm here, but another video shows the beginning of the tunnel fight. We slowed it down to show what appears to be a Michigan State player strike a player from Michigan.
Look at that,
At
with
Monday's
his helmet.
news conference, U of M players spoke for the first time since the video went viral, including running back and Heisman hopeful Blake Corum.
You don't like seeing those types of things, you know what I'm saying? You know, there has never been a fight in the tunnel. Obviously, you know, teams have talked multiple times. You know, we've been down. You know, we've lost, you know what I'm saying? Teams talk. There's never ended up in being a fight.
Seeing the videos and everything, it was really disgusting. We're really disappointed that something like that could happen. Really just, we're glad that everybody's okay.
We're really just focused on the next week. That happened last week. Of course, everyone's going to be up and on their toes about it, but we really just want to move on from it and get ready for the next 4 weeks.
Like, yes, that is not okay. That is not okay. You would think, especially at this level of your career, you know, you've lost before, right? You've lost before, and especially in basketball and football, guys talk mess. Guys talk shit, but still, It doesn't, you know better than to take your helmet off and start swinging it at somebody and beating somebody up. Like, so when people are like, oh, well, I hope they don't press charges or have criminal charges against them. I think that's one of the most, I think that is a disservice to athletes, to be honest with you. I think it's a disservice to athletes to give them, you know, special treatment because they're an athlete. If that happened anywhere else, charges would have been pressed, right? Right? If that happened outside of the stadium, anywhere else, criminal charges would be pressed. I think a lot of times these athletes get away with stuff because they're athletes. And they need to know that they're not above, they're not above the rules of just common sense. They're not above the rules of common sense. You know, I'll tell you a quick story. My brother, I love my brother. I love my brother. And he's probably going to watch this video because he said he would watch it later on today. But my brother was a menace growing up. A menace. But he was never held accountable for the stuff he did when he was younger. And it carried on until he was an adult, where he just thought he could get away with stuff because he never got punished for it. We got to stop not punishing people when they do something wrong. When they do something wrong, they need to be punished. Look, fear and punishment is the best way you can teach somebody, through fear and punishment. You know. So, look, I feel bad for the kids that are involved. I really do. I feel bad. But I feel bad for the kids that were getting beat up. And guess what? They're probably implicit in some ways, right? They should have waited for that other team to go into the tunnel. You know, before they entered, they should have waited with the Michigan folks and let them go into the tunnel and clear it out, and then Michigan goes in. But they decided to go in there before. Yeah, imagine getting jumped by a football team. Like, everybody that was involved should be you know, held at a higher standard. That's what you call hazing. Oh man, it's more than hazing. Hazing back in my day wasn't mean you was getting beat over your head with a helmet. Right. And hazing means that it was your own people. So they really weren't trying to hurt you. They was just trying to make you tougher. Or they were trying to make you go through something. But even with that, they have eliminated a lot of hazing going on in colleges as well. So, so that's that. But yeah, I just think I'm not mad. I do feel like Harbaugh laid it on thick though, right? I feel like Harbaugh laid it on thick. And man, if I can spell expects. Anyways, he laid it on thick at his news conference. This was also in Michigan's home stadium. Why should Michigan players feel they need to worry about going up the tunnel in their own home? Nah, they shouldn't. They shouldn't. And usually they don't. Again, they said there's never been a fight in the tunnel. And they've walked that tunnel a million times in college football. And I believe somebody said they don't see it in the NFL because those are grown men. But they do talk. Like, again, this past weekend, we saw Stephon Diggs and Jair Alexander go at it in the tunnel because they were both coming out at the same time. We saw Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers in the same tunnel coming out for pregame warmups and stuff. So it's not uncommon that players share tunnels. It really isn't. It really isn't. So we'll see. We'll see what comes from this. This is why stadium needs 2 exit tunnels. They do. They do. I know when I go to like the Washington games at FedEx Field, Washington comes out one tunnel and the visiting team comes out another tunnel. It's always been like that. Even in the arenas, when I go to like Wizards games, the Wizards come in one tunnel, opposing team comes out another tunnel. So not sure why, not sure why in Buffalo or in Michigan is one tunnel, but I guess, the locker rooms have to be close or something. I don't know. I don't know why the locker rooms would have to be close either. But yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. What else we need to talk about? Get y'all ready for today. It's like some of the top headlines. Auburn fires their coach in less than 2 seasons. That's going to be talked about today. Georgia in college football loses their best pass rusher. He's doubtful versus a big matchup this weekend against Tennessee. Again, not much on, college front. Brady says he's focused on kids and work after the amicable divorce. Oh, Kyrie Irving. Yes. You know what? We're going to talk about that on And1 tonight, McDuggets. Tune in tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And1 with C Money and Shop. It's going to be on C Money Wave channel. So twitch.tv/C Money Wave. We'll talk about all the NBA stuff that's going on. Lakers first win. This stuff with Kyrie. Yeah, we definitely don't need that, oh, ex-Spurs guard Primo clears waivers. I think that's actually going to be a big story coming on. Yes, all the NBA stuff over there. Yeah, so but again, guys, I appreciate y'all coming through. I got to get ready to go pick up my nephew. Yeah, we can easily get it in a 2-hour show. By the way, we're taking phone calls as well. We're taking call-ins as well. If you want to call in and whatever subject we're on and you want to talk about, you have your opinion, you can call in, give your opinion. You don't even have to show your video if you don't want to. I'm just going to put it out there right now. But I appreciate everybody coming through. We're going to do that tonight. And also every Monday on this show, we're going to have shop therapy sessions. A lot of y'all NFL teams are doing bad and y'all need to vent. So you'll be able to come on to this show and be able to vent. Again, you won't have to come on camera. You'll be able to vent and not have your camera on. So we'll have that. C Money says no, we'll have okay, so my bad. C Money says we'll have actual guests tonight and you do need a video chat. So he's requiring you to be on camera. I'm not going to require you to be on camera because I want to hear what you got to say. I don't need to see you, but he requires you to be on camera. So if you want to join in the NBA conversation tonight, you have to be on camera. Again, you don't have to have a setup like me with, cameras and lights and stuff. You can just open up your laptop. We can invite you from Twitch and you can be right in there. So, again, I appreciate everybody coming through this morning. It was fun. Usually these will go to 8:30, except for on Tuesdays where I got to go pick up my nephew. But I appreciate y'all guys coming through. I will see y'all tomorrow morning. Actually, I'll see y'all tonight on N1. I'll also have a DFS show today. I'll have some videos on today's waiver wire Tuesday. So I'll have the top waiver wire guys that you need to pick up for your fantasy team. That video will be out today. And we'll do a waiver wire show. I'll do a quick waiver wire show today as well. So appreciate everybody coming through. Sports content on full effect in November. Happy November, and I will see you guys later. Y'all be blessed. I'm out. Peace.